Hello and welcome to the section where we're going to be understanding archangels. Now, archangels have been interwoven within our culture and our religion for hundreds of thousands of years, and regardless of a religion or belief system, stories of angels are certainly part of our heritage and the things that we love to listen to. How many times have you heard somebody talk about how an angel came and saved them, or they were struggling here and they prayed and an angel came and helped them, or a feather, or we have so many different stories that we can talk about. And I bet you if you did a survey to adults around the world, or in America or the UK or Europe, and said, how many people believe in angels or how many people believe in spirit, which one do you believe in? Or both of them. A lot of them would say angels. And taking my spiritual hat off and going more along the physical route, I think that's a lot to do with marketing and branding and the way that angel stories again have been entwined, through the generations and through us, as children within education, that angels are seen as those people who, come and help and are real. And there's so many songs about them. Obviously, Robbie Williams is very famous song Angels, is very poignant. And again, those type of interactions with people allow us to have a greater understanding and belief system of angels. But they're also, archangels are considered to be very powerful spiritual beings that have captured, as I said, our attention for generations. Arch is in front of the word angels. The archangels means ruling or chief. So what we're going to talk about today is 7 archangels. There are many more angels, and we can expand on that another time. But the exact number of archangels, I think, or angels, God only knows. And that differs, but we talk about the 7 that we're going to talk about now. And again, that's up for debate from faith to faith, to belief, to person to person. But what we do know is that the angels that we call upon and the ones we specifically talk about today assist in many of our life's challenging and changing situations. And we continue to learn from them. We continue to learn very much from angels and who they are and how they help us. And we're going to have a little bit of a brief breakdown of them all. But, it's April the 16th where I am in 2019. And I was sort of really influenced to do this today because I was sat on the settee, and for whatever reason it came across my path that, working with angels and helping others. And then I just had this huge drive to get up and write a course and come and film it. Hence I'm here today. And I think it's just wonderful being with them. And we're going to work through, maybe in no specific order, but, the angels and how to understand them, and the 7 we're going to work with today. And it's starting with Jophiel. The Archangel Jophiel has its name, which means he who can see God. Not just see God in the same way that we see, a wall or a television, but rather he sees the vibration and the purity and everything that God represents. All things within the universe, is given off a different vibration. Everything's a vibration, everything's energy, and it's all at different speeds. So Jophiel sees these connections and vibrations, and through this, they can help us with our connections on things. This even includes other archangels and angels, and the aim is to aid those with low vibrating energies through education, peace, and repair of negative mindsets such as anxiety or fear. So Jophiel is somebody you would want to call upon for yourself if you're feeling down, or you're feeling, you feel anxious, or you feel scared, or there's something going on in your life. Call upon Archangel Jophiel to come to us and help us and aid us to get through today. That's how I would work with Archangel Jophiel. Archangel Azrael is one of the archangels whom we all know in one form or another, often known as the angel of death. Azrael's role is to aid with death. The souls that become lost or need guidance are his wards. They're his main occupation. As those here on earth who are struggling with loss, or someone who they loved, who they've lost, don't think that Azrael is the bringer of death. That's not the case. He doesn't cause it or wish it, but helps with instance where it happens. So if you've got somebody who is about to pass, you might call upon Archangel Azrael to come and help them, to help them with the transition from the physical to the spiritual. If you have somebody who is really struggling with grief, then Archangel Azrael is somebody as well who will come and help those people to get through those moments of sadness and try to move away from, mourning the loss, but celebrate the memories and the life, rather than mourning the loss. So Azrael is very much somebody who helps people through the transition of passing, moving from the physical to the spiritual. It's a very key area, and especially because if you're working as a medium, you may be working a lot with people who come to you for messages from people who have passed over. An Archangel Azrael is somebody who can definitely help you, to just ask them to come close and wrap their wings, is what I always look to think about with the person that's in front of you, and help them to get over their loss and help them through their grief process. Next up is Archangel Ariel, one of the very few female archangels, albeit it's a bone of contention, because a lot of people also think that archangels are sexless. They're gender neutral, if you like, and they take on the gender depending on the roles and responsibilities they have for the reasons why they're invoked or called to earth. But Ariel is seen as one of the few female archangels, and Ariel is the protector of nature and its inhabitants. This Archangel Ariel is somebody really who's trying their utmost to try and bring peace to the earth, peace to the world, not for the betterment of man, but for the sake of all other life that shares the planets with us. It's also very environmental. She understands that we need to be balanced within our ecosystem for things to remain in order. We have to be kind to Mother Earth. It kills me every time when I see all of these seas full of plastic. What are we going to do, and how are we going to do it? Let's call upon Archangel Ariel to come and help us. That's not to say that she doesn't help us as humans here on the earth plane, but it's all about natural resources. It's all about how we can help the animals live, and us live, and plants, and for things like food and water, etc, etc. And Archangel Ariel will be somebody you would bring in if somebody was having a tough time, and you wanted to bring nature closer and you wanted to balance them through nature. Archangel Ariel would be somebody who would do that. We need to speak to and call Archangel Ariel all the time because of the eco imbalance that we've got taking place at the moment. So it's something again who we can use and call upon and be part of anything that we do with natural resources. Archangel Jophiel is a unique archangel in that her power is not for traditional purposes such as peace or saving the environment. The Archangel Jophiel seeks to aid creative minds. People such as artists and writers and musicians, architects or actors often ask for Jophiel's guidance, not so much in their creative abilities, although that can help, but more in terms of keeping their egos under control. So if you've got somebody who comes to you who is very ego driven, then Jophiel is somebody who certainly can help with that, and help those things and bring people back down to earth. The power of creative thinking and how it brings joy to the world is definitely recognized by angels and archangels, and being able to shine those lights that you have in those corners. So if you've got somebody who you need to bring back down to earth, or you want to give them some creative impetus, then Archangel Jophiel is certainly somebody who you'd want to work with and help here on the earth plane. Archangel Gabriel, it's one of those who appears a lot in the Bible. Many will be familiar with Archangel Gabriel. Her skill set is based on improving communication. So if you've got somebody or yourself who you've got a presentation, or you want to do something that is very much about communication, then often you would call upon Archangel Gabriel and is seen, if you like, as one of the messengers for God. Gabriel will happily provide assistance in any manner of communication or anything that you could that she could help with in terms of getting your message across. And this is very helpful if you're doing a reading, or even yourself, or you're practicing, or you're teaching, whereby you have a breakdown of communication in the family, or a breakdown of communication in a work situation. You could call upon Archangel Gabriel to come and help you, and work with you to bridge that gap between a father and a son, or a mother and a daughter, or teacher or student, or boss and an employee, if you like. The possibilities in terms of communication, bringing people together, with Gabriel, is endless. There's also can help with negative energies such as anxiety, depression, or mood swings. Archangel Gabriel can help there a lot as well. Next up is Archangel Raphael. While a lot of people see Raphael as somebody who the role is maintaining peace, is actually closer to physical and mental healing. Archangel Raphael is somebody I use a lot for healing mental, physical, broken bones, illnesses. Mental illness such as depression and anxiety is another area. Raphael is somebody who's really key to this. If you've got somebody who is suffering from depression or anxiety, ask Archangel Raphael to go and visit them, to give them a love again, as I talk about wrapping their wings around them and helping them along their way. It also helps in spiritual healing for those who've lost their way, or have had their faith broken. If you would like to, we see it a lot. If I'm talking to somebody here who's a medium or a psychic, we all have those ups and downs in our abilities, but what we want to be able to do really is call upon people to give us that shot of confidence, that help, that guidance, if you like. And Archangel Raphael is somebody to do that. Also, if somebody's going on a travel, or travelers, Archangel Raphael is somebody doing that. Traveling alone in a group, they can protect them and help them along their way. And even that's within the journey or in the areas they are. So if somebody's going on a holiday or something like that, you can say, I want to hope they get, have a good time and they come back and they relax. And, I'm going to ask Archangel Raphael to travel with them to ensure that they get to their destination and everything's fine. Archangel Michael. I've left this penultimate one because we're going to talk about one more angel. But Archangel Michael is about as close to God as someone could get. He's known as the boss, if you like, the leader, the main man of righteousness, justice, and also for mercy. So while Archangel Michael can seek justice, he doesn't seek justice in any form of violence. Although a lot of the time Archangel Michael can be depicted with a sword or with some form of weapon, it's only there to show, really. It's there to represent or strive for justice, as well as courage and something that pushes in onto us. So if you're struggling at the moment where you need to, we've all got our life's challenges and we all have our ups and downs, and we have to stand up sometimes and do things right. And Archangel Michael's there. If you're looking for sometimes for some courage, some strength, some justice, some help, Archangel Michael is somebody you'd want to call upon to help you in those situations. Finally, we get to Archangel. I can never pronounce it. Azrael. Archangel Azrael. One of the archangels we hear not a lot about, but still an important figure, recognized as male and on times as female. But the role between angels and archangels is seen as the Prince of Archangels. The name translates to the crown of the source of the entire existence. So Archangel Azrael aims to bring all faiths together to cause to have a better understanding of God and his or her messages. The task is nearly impossible, as we know that religions fight all over the world, and a lot of groups ignore these messages and continue to divide each other further by further. So by listening to Archangel Azrael, we can better understand the Word of God and better understand the aid of angels and archangels play in their roles within our lives, and how we can bring peace, peace to the earth and to the world. Because we know that a lot of the wars that take place are, religion is used as the vehicle to justify some of this. We know a lot of these wars are down to individual egos and power and everything else, but certainly this ain't Archangel. We need to call upon every single day to help us bring together different forms of religion, different love, so we can live in a much more peaceful time. And I think that's why I wanted to leave it to the end, because this is something we need to do every day, is call upon Archangel Azrael to help us bridge the religions and bring everything together. So, for me, that's sort of a brief understanding of the archangels, and you can go into so much more depth. As I said, Archangel Michael, whose name means he is who's God. Raphael means God heals. Gabriel is my strength. Jophiel is the God of beauty. Archangel Ariel is the lion or the lioness of God. So we can go through all of these names and we can go into much deeper detail, but I just want to give you a flavor of everyday occurrences that we have put upon us, and how we can call upon specific archangels to help you balance your life and live a life with a lot more support. You're still going to have your ups and downs and everything else, but if there's people there who can help you and understand and work with you, then that's what it is. So that's the section that I wanted to look at here, is understanding archangels. And what we're going to do next is an archangel meditation. We're going to call upon some of these angels to come and visit us in a meditation, and to allow us to get that greater understanding and build that connection and relationship that we all strive for. So thank you for this part. It is quite a long section, but it's an important section to get a greater understanding. I hope you've made some notes so understand who to call and when you need to call them. So thank you very much for this section, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you.